What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What up? Oh, dude, yeah, it went well. Found out a lot of stuff about dude. I can understand why he's been so like unresponsive to my thing cuz like as much as important as the documentary is to me, and I know it's important to him. I've seen it, in person. He really wants a film made about him that is badass. That's what he wants. He doesn't care about the cost, doesn't care about any of this. I do, though. I don't feel. I love the enthusiasm of someone who just writes a blank check, but I don't like the weight that and the pressure that it puts on. And it's not like a negative thing. Like I explained to him, I'm like, look, man, I'm gonna try everything in my arsenal to because one of the things he said is like, I don't care if this documentary makes money. I know it's not gonna make money. Okay, I just want to make sure everything is done properly and everything. And so I said to him like, it's not a good idea to say that to anybody. Like it's gonna be the documentary is about him, and he's gonna be the one funding it. And I told him, I'm like, you can't say that with people, man, because like this industry, especially the film industry, dude. The film industry is filled with a bunch of fucking snakes, and they're and the exact opposite of snakes. It's so crazy. It's so black and white, and there are gray, but like for the most part, it's black and white. When you really get into it, there are people that operate in the gray. But when someone's just like, oh, I don't care if it makes money, make the documentary, whatever. I'll write whatever. Will take advantage of it, and you get these documentaries. Some of them that don't look like anybody has put any sort of effort in creatively in any avenue, and it's like, all right, well, it needs to be addressed on this level because I do believe in the film gods and them blessing and or cursing film productions, and I think partially some of that is on a karmic system, or it's just whatever is whatever likes these fucking things, aside from humans, the interdimensional beings that are in the fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth, seventh, eighth, 10th, like all these dimensions. Whoever is operating and making things work on the set in order for everything to go right and whatever. Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with them. So, um, I'm gonna operate as honestly as I possibly fucking can. Um, and as genuinely as I can because I respect the art form too much. But um, he's donating a kidney. So right now he has so many things so many spinning plates. And what I want to try to do is give him something, but I know the message that he wants to say, but I also need like a narrative thread that'll like tell a story. And he hasn't really been focused on that, and rightfully so, because he's about to donate a kidney to one of his friends. I've never met someone in real life that has donated any sort of organ. It is usually reserved to events in film, curb, all this shit. So it's just, I don't want to pressure him. That's the main thing. Is like, I, yeah, like he has a weed distribution company. He has these other projects that he's working on, these other branding opportunities involving these like big celebrities, and he's telling me all this in a 30-minute interview. And I'm like, all right, well, there's nothing about him that I distrust. I've done my research. He is who he is. And so right now I'm just going through it all. I sent him a quote a few days ago about um, what exactly like I need right now. I asked for a 3K non-refundable deposit. So I mean, for an 11K film, like it's insane how much. Like it's. I will say this. I will say this to anybody who is looking to get into filmmaking on an independent level. Okay. Now I had the luxury of getting pieces over the years. That may not be a luxury for a lot of you, but the whole thing you need to do is you need to get gear that makes your bottom line go up. Like I wouldn't ask for 3K if I didn't have an editing PC right here in front of me, or I didn't have a cinema camera that is able to record a boom mic. I didn't have a $300 lens. I didn't have two $300 lenses, $300 and $350 lenses, a $100 lens, a telephoto lens, a $125 50 millimeter lens, a 700 or well, it was more like 9 when I first got it, but my Canon 70D DSLR, that was like 800 when I got it. I have a Rode Video Mic Pro. I have a Rode boom mic. I have two separate audio recorders. One small and compact, another where you could plug in two separate mics and run a podcast through. I have a Rode Procaster with the Rode mic arm that's $100. Yeah. Yeah, I have all that, and then the $300 DaVinci Resolve. So it's like 3K, I'm like, is the minimum one should bring. I'm getting half the budget because I'm doing literally everything. I'm going to be writing, I'm going to be directing, cinematography, lighting, sound. I'm going to be the narrator, possibly. I might outsource that. But it's like, I advise you, if you want to like do this independently, start having your own individual shit. You know? But yeah, man, it's been a hell of a ride. I'll tell you that much. Mainly consuming some of their products, and I'm just like, it's unreal. Like this is a future. Like this is what I want in my weed product. I don't want fucking cotton candy blue or fucking yellow orange with like a bunch of graffiti tag on the side. I don't need light blue with white. I don't need any of that shit. I want something that is subtle, that isn't like in your face. Like this, the gold plating, it doesn't matter. Like that to me gives me more, like, I don't know, it's a step above. This is the author's pick. This is what I smoke when I'm writing chapters in the book that about the production of the documentary. Look at this. Unreal. Like, I haven't seen a vape look like this. And yet I'm making a documentary about it. So it's all a mixed bag. I'm excited, I'm nervous. I'm writing a book that I've always wanted to write, and it's like I'm gonna be going on a trip. I'm gonna achieve my psychonaut status. Let's go. this weekend that I'm planning on doing. So it's like I'm ready, dude. I'm ready to fucking get this film shit going, you know? Hold on, guys. I gotta take a leak. I'll be back in 2 shakes. Oh, man. The chick at the shop was this cute Asian chick, man. Oh, so cute. I like the place that I get my shit from. It's just, man, like, there was this, like, I don't want to give him shit. He was trying to flirt with the chick, with um, the clerk, and he was in a muscle shirt and he had a bunch of tats and shit. And he was just like, "Oh, you're my lucky charm," and just saying all these one-liners to her, and it was really drawing out the process. I was literally just getting 2 chocolate bars and stuff. It's just, uh, psychedelic this week. Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm gonna try to, dude. I don't know. I have the bars here, so that was my main concern. Is like, polka dots, the polka dot bars. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got 2, so it's like 8 grams. So I'm gonna down those. I'm gonna eat a mango. I bought a mango too, so I'm gonna eat the mango. I'm gonna fucking down the 8 grams, and I am gonna achieve psychonaut status. And it's not 8 grams. It's like, I think it might be 8 grams. I don't know. I don't know. It says like when it comes to like chocolate, a size like that is like between 5 to 6. So 2 mangoes, $5. Nah, my mangoes. Nah, well, dude, I'm in Texas, bro. My mangoes come from, literally. I could throw a rock at where the mangoes come in for me. Yeah, it's like 68 cents for a mango. Not bad. 2 mangoes would probably be about $2.45, roughly. Oh, but yeah, the Big Les show. It's epic. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, is it that thing with that? Is it that? Oh, Australian cartoon. Sassy the Sasquatch, dude. I'm gonna have to look these up. I'm gonna put these in projects as like Easter eggs. Like only Australian people and like New Zealand people would know where this came from, you know. And that's another thing. Like one of the things that I took away from, which I like this mushroom trip. I'm focusing on, like, everything to do with the analog horror, which is a bad idea. Like, I don't recommend that. It's a very it's a very it's a very odd place to put your brain, because I say it's 5 and 6 grams of actual mushroom, but um, it's like, you will love it. I will. Sassy the Sasquatch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely gonna look up those shows and put them in the background. Um, but like, one of the things that I look at, like the shit that I make, and it's like, I want it to be unapologetically me. So like, I want you to see the references to other things that have influenced me. Um, which is why, like, if you watch What's in the Neighborhood, you hear bell chimes, and that wasn't in the script. Like, I didn't know that that was going to happen when it happened. It didn't happen. It with the 5 other takes that I've done, I didn't hear bell chimes. But on this last one, where I was able to get a light flickering over a garage, and the wind chimes and the sound of some sort of owl making some screech that sounded otherworldly, like, all these things sort of happened. And like, the bell chimes come from the back rooms, Kane Pixel's back rooms. um, and I didn't intentionally put them in there for that reason. It just happened. So I kind of want to do that with other things, other things that, like, other people like. And I'm gonna look up Sassy the Sasquatch and the Big Les show. um because, again, it's like, Australia and New Zealand are a very unique sort of countries, I guess. It's just an isolated place, and it's hard to. Don't overthink it. Leary wrote in The Psychedelic Experience that you should let that first Bardo pass and not try to control it. Yeah, here's the thing, though, man. Here's the crazy thing about this whole thing. Okay, it's always the same thing from every single person. Every single person who's taken mushrooms says the same thing. And I'm not saying that, like, I'm gonna go into this trip with the intention to fight anything or anything like that, or resist, not anything like that. But it's like, this is gonna be a crazy reference. I don't even know if the 2 people that are watching right now are gonna, like, connect the dots that I'm trying to connect here. But like mushrooms kind of feel like Ivan Ooze, or like the ooze from that Ivan Ooze gives everybody in the Power Ranger movie. And it just, at one point, they're all drawn to this feeling, this collective feeling, and everybody is, like, moving in the same direction. And like, even though that I've sniffed the ooze, I'm not in control like all these other people are. I'm kind of observing it as a third person perspective, and I'm like, wait a minute, we're all marching towards a cliff. Why are we just accepting this type of thing? Like, why is this the meaning of what we're doing type, so, like, a little bit of what I'm saying is, like, everybody who's taken mushrooms has always said nothing but positive things. But when I took mushrooms, it didn't feel positive. It felt like an illusion. it felt like I was taking something as a way to be examined by other things. And while I saw what I can only interpret as the multiverse, it it felt like a flea circus to me, like an illusion. Like, and then at the end of this, like one of the big question that I had, that I called my friend and I was talking to him about, I was like, what does this all mean? Why are we here? What is this? Like, why am I wearing a shirt, shorts? All this shit is just, I could be in a padded room having a mental breakdown. I could be living in my head. I wouldn't know. You know, you see it in movies. You see people in padded rooms, like, living out fantasies. And it's like, you don't know what inside of that person's mind is like. So, like, how do I know that I'm not just a figment of someone's imagination? Right? And then I even go even further. I'm just like, I came and I talked about this last night, and I'll continue to talk about it. Like, I feel like coming out of the trip, I felt that the planet is sentient, and the reason that we exist is to continue to produce a high that this planet, this sentient planet, is addicted to. Okay? Now, how I came to this conclusion is I examined what my own personal experiences are from being one of the 8 billion people that populate the planet. So I'm a filmmaker. So I'm looking like a skater, you know, a street skater looks at the entire environment that he's surrounded by as different, as a way to just run a line. Oh, okay, I'll a 50-50 the curb, pop shove it over that gap into a nose manual, then heel flip out into a board slide, and then shove it out. Right? So with that same perspective, I'm looking at this world and my existence as how a movie would be. So in movies, you see stuff. If you watch movies multiple times, you'll notice things that you didn't notice before. Like in Doctor Strangelove, if you look up the phone call between the president and the Russian prime minister, it's something so simple, and it gets overlooked because I didn't understand it. And then I told my uncle, and he kind of gave a reaction like, oh shit, I never noticed that before. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. So one of the most iconic moments in Doctor Strangelove was a phone call between the Prime Minister Dmitri and our president. And one of his right hand man's like, be careful, Mr. President, I think he's drunk. And it's all Peter Sellers improvising. And then it gets to the end of the conversation, and I've seen this movie at this point at least 1,000 times. Like, I'll see the movie again. I don't give. But in the phone call, the president's like the president tells Dmitri that one of the generals went AWOL and sent every single B-52 bomber that's armed with a nuke to attack Russia and to bomb these key points, right? That's what there's a giant board, and you see these dots moving in on Russia, which represent the B-52 bombers. And so the conversation is tailoring off, and the president's very apologetic because he believes he's at fault. He's like, I'm sorry too, Dmitri. I'm very sorry. Okay, you're as sorry as I am, but I'm sorry as well. I am sorry as you are, Dimitri. Don't say that you're more sorrier than I am, because I'm just as capable of being just as sorry as you. So we're both sorry, okay? And like that just seems like a throwaway interaction. But then when you realize why Dimitri is saying he's sorry, it is because there is a contingency plan that if ever a nuke was to drop on Russia, this other nuclear device, the Bothorium G, would set off and set a cloud into the atmosphere and kill everyone on the planet for a half-life of like 300 years. That's what it was. So that whole conversation of Dmitry saying, you don't hear what Dmitri's saying. You just hear the president reaction to what Dmitry. He's like, I'm sorry too, Dmitry. I'm very sorry. Okay, you're as sorry as I am, but I am sorry as well. I'm as sorry as you are, Dmitry. Don't say that you're more sorrier than I am, because I'm like that whole interaction just seems like a throwaway. But when you get the context, he's saying he's sorry, he's more sorry because the nukes are irrelevant. The minute he drops a nuke, it doesn't matter. The world's over, you know? So that's why he's saying he's more sorry. But our president, so much of a fucking moron. Like everyone in the film are all fucking morons. That's just like, no, I'm as sorry as you are, you know? It's Old Bombers. It's a movie about the Cold War with Peter Sellers. Did I say B-52? Hold on. Yeah, no, there's no stealth bombers. They're just regular bombers. The movie starts with these B-52s getting refueled and text and I think audio explaining that B-52 bombers are flying around the border of Russia in case nuclear war happens. And a general goes AWOL and says like bomb everything. So all the bombers that are riding the border of Russia like close in on targets, and Russia has this contingency plan that if any nuke drops, they release this Bothorium G, I think it's something like that, which is this nuclear weapon that encompasses the Earth in this nuclear waste shroud. It's fucking crazy, and I'm like, oh well, yeah, that's definitely something that does exist. Something like that exists. It's fucked up. We got submarines too, bro. Yeah. Oh, War with Peter Sellers from Pink Panther. Yeah, Tommy, absolutely. I'm glad culture has graced your mind over there. But damn, I was supposed to get a beer. It's a little late, doesn't matter. But it's but yeah, the long way about what I was saying is that I eventually want to like put little things in the background, you know, that you can come back and you'll notice, be like, oh shit. And I remember telling my uncle, like I had like an edible before I went over there, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, hey, pause it. I'm like, dude, you know why Dmitry keeps on saying that he's sorry? Because he knows that he has the device that destroys the world. That's why he's saying he keeps on apologizing. So crazy. Am I in the alleyway? I like an alleyway, dude. Like I like this I like this atmosphere. I don't know what it is about it. Like, I would love to live somewhere, like, up there to where I can smoke and look out into the alley, you know? Like, what I would probably do is get some mesh and, like, fold it down So that way, like, if you were to look up at the balcony, all you would see is just like this black mesh. But like through my side, I'd just be people watching all fucking day. Watch drug deals go down. That may be like a niche thing. I don't know if anybody else like have has anybody lived in a place that has been like very like drug heavy, not because it's like, not like crack or anything like that, but like weed and shit. Have you ever just been like growing up in the area of Dallas that I grew up in, like drug deals happening in like suburbia was the most hilarious thing to see. You in the alley, sniper's nest, you trying to be a sniper? No, not really. Like, I just like the idea of going out onto like a elevated space, like with some foliage around me and a nice chair, maybe a record player on there, and then just fucking listen to some jazz and just smoke a J as it rains. I don't know. It's just a weird.